A warm welcome to Joburg Today. I'm Riley Sakwe. Since it's Women's Month, we kick off today's show with Women in Opera and other performances based on our country's history. Lerato got the chance to hang out with Gauteng Opera at their recent Cula Mzansi show. And if you missed it, here's what went down.
An opera group performing at the Soweto Theatre for the very first time. And of course, Gauteng Opera just had to make that mark. Not only do they tell interesting stories about our South African history, but they also have talented women in their cast and production team.
I'm traditionally a theatre director, and so to come into opera has been absolutely amazing for me. I really had a blast with it. I fell in love with the music that I'm directing. I think women play a strong role in theatre. I think they're very, very vocal. It's just that in terms of reporting and archiving, women's work hasn't found the strength in drawing the reporters, reviewers, as much as the men's work has. I think that needs to change. I know that it's changing. I know that the women in the country are changing it. But I think that the reviewers, the arts pages and all of that need to also make a concerted effort to actually recognize the work that women are playing in storytelling in the country.
Women play rather an important role in opera because we're needed from chorus all the way through to minor roles, through to the lead roles. You always have a leading lady and a leading man. And it's really exciting to have gone through that whole process myself and be encouraging the youth today to do the same.
Women are mothers, so there's certain things, I think, a certain dimension that they can add, I think, to music. I would encourage more young ladies to study music and to study composition. I know it's an all-male world out there for opera. It doesn't mean things have to stay this way. They can always change.
Besides their proud role to empowering women in opera and theatre, we got to see the performances based on our South African history.
These operas basically deal about pertinent chapters, I suppose, of South Africa's history. You've got one on the Khoisan Bushman part of our history. You've got one based on the anti-apartheid struggle and Breyten Breitenbach, and mine, the Black Liberation Movement with Chris Hani and his tragic death. I mean, it was through his death that basically we got an election date and got democracy in this country.
Cula Mzansi is aimed at validating stories done by local artists for local people, and also to encourage the youth of Joburg to get to know more about their history. I'm Butumelo Ratokwena for Joburg Today.
Hi, I'm Mpho Pops Madikwani, and you're watching Joburg Today.
Join the conversation on our Facebook page, that's joburgtoday.tv. Follow us on Twitter at Joburg Today. And if you're one of those people who are constantly on the move, then pockettv.mobi. That's pocket with an I. Water is essential for life and a necessity for many industries. The city of Johannesburg's water utility, Joburg Water, provides 490 million kiloliters of water per year to residents and industry.
Clean water and sanitation, two of the most important cornerstones of public health. In Johannesburg, this is the responsibility of Joburg Water.
The difference between Johannesburg Water and Rand Water is that we don't produce our water. We buy water in bulk from Rand Water, and then we store it in our service reservoirs.
We've got about 12,600 kilometers of pipes throughout the whole city and over 100 reservoirs. Basically, the water we buy from Rand Water, we transport it through those pipes into the reservoirs and then back to people.
When the water enters Joburg Water's system, water quality becomes the utility's responsibility.
On a monthly basis, we've got our laboratory which takes samples throughout the whole city. We take over 500 samples throughout the whole networks, which we take it to our laboratory for analysis. And above that, I'm sure you might have heard about the Blue Drop system, which is an initiative of the Department of Water and Sanitation, whereby they do an audit to all the water management systems. And since the introduction of this assessment, Johannesburg Water has constantly been receiving A+, which we are confident that the quality of water is quite good.
And despite what may seem high water tariffs, Johannesburg Water says prices are reasonable.
We buy water in bulk from Rand Water, and it costs us, in terms of today's money, R500 million. So we provide free basic water across income groups. That's number one. Number two, despite the fact that the bulk water tariffs, increases tend to be, especially over the last 3 years, double digit and above inflation, we have very little margin, but we have been able to cope. So I would say Johannesburg Water's water and sanitation services are affordable compared to, for example, Tshwane, where Tshwane have stopped providing free basic water across all income groups. And mind you, we have an added cost in that we import water in Gauteng, because we also, in the tariff, we also have to pay back the investment loans that we made for the Lesotho Water Island scheme.
Johannesburg Water is confident that it will be able to provide water in future. But clearly, this is much more complicated than opening a tap. Marisa de Klerk, Joburg Today.
How's it? I'm Alan and you're watching Joburg Today.
In a business-rooted city like Johannesburg, more and more women are encouraged to break into corporate industry. The Phakama Women's Academy does exactly that, and we caught up with a recent graduate to find out how the academy has helped her.
Youth unemployment is one of the most alarming issues in this country, and the Phakama Women's Academy finds ways to tackle this problem. Let's hear how they impacted on Amuhlabano's career.
My grandfather used to work in a factory, so he never got an opportunity to work at a corporate industry and all of that. And nobody's actually there, and you don't have an actual example to how you're supposed to behave in the corporate industry. Being part of Phakama Women's Academy has been an absolute amazing experience because it really prepared me for the workplace. It really taught me a lot of things that I wasn't aware of as a girl in varsity and all of that. It really opened my eyes and enlightened me, and it really did equip me for the corporate world. It was an amazing and humbling experience at the same time, so I had a really, really good time at Phakama. In the corporate world right now, I'm just trying to learn as much as possible, so that I can maybe one day take over the world. But I'm just trying to learn the ropes, do what I need to do, and make mistakes as much as I can so that in the future, I can be flawless at what I want to do. Phakama has done so many things for the ladies I was with last year, and just being selected as the intern just says a lot. It's really going to be nice to be able to change other girls' lives as well, just as my life was also changed by Phakama.
And as a Phakama graduate, this young lady is all set and ready for the corporate world. I'm Butumela Ratokwena for Joburg Today.
My name is Ray and you're watching Joburg Today.
And that brings us to the close of today's show, but be sure to check out our playlist to see what's happening in and around your beautiful city. That's it from me, Riley. I leave you with Janie Bay on my way.
Back in ETV.
Looking back, the trail is hazy, shadow cast, cloud covered. Lost all count, my steps so lazy, memoirs left behind. Wait, you didn't hear my call. save me now. You know, I've said that I can't stand this place, and I'm not the only one. But now it's time that I consider this and be on my way. Went all out. I can't believe it's taken me quite this long. For I have seen it, I've been breaking, I ain't never coming back away. I never had it all away. Oh, heaven save me now. You know, I've said that I can't stand this place, and I'm not the only one. But now it's time that I consider this and be on my way. You know, I've said that I can't stand